So, you want to make thumbnails for Dead by Daylight but don't know where to start? I'm going to show you how to download, import and texture models. And then I'm going to give you some tips on how to pose them, show you how to add lighting, and then render the image for a thumbnail. So you can let your imagination run wild and make your own amazing unique thumbnails. But first we're going to need a few things. The links to everything will be in the description below. The first thing you're going to want to do is join the Dead by Daylight rendering Discord server. This is where you'll find the information you need on things like character names and file locations. And people in there will also be able to help you with any questions you may have. For example, if you click on FAQ, you'll be able to find all the survivor names and the number that they come under. The two important programs you're going to need here is Fmodel and Blender 3.6, so go ahead and download both of those. Once you have them both downloaded, go ahead and open Fmodel. The first thing we're going to do is go to Directory, AES, and copy and paste the AES key into this box here that's in the description below. Then you're going to come to Settings and General. You're going to set your output directory to wherever you want it. You're going to need the archive directory. You can find this by opening Steam, going to Properties, Install Files, and Browse. This should open up your directory. Then all you need to do is click Ctrl+C, copy that into this box here. For the game, we're going to set it to Dead by Daylight. For the mapping file path, you should be able to find the latest one in the rendering Discord. Then you're just going to add it like you would any other file. Under models, you want to set where you want your models to be exported to. Under socket format, you want this set to don't export bone sockets. And that should be it for your settings. Okay, so now we're going to grab the parts for the model. You're going to go up here, click load, Dead by Daylight, plugins, DVD characters, and I'm going to find K29 because that one's Wesker. I'm going to open art assets and models. I'm going to find the body I want. So for me it is Stars Wesker, so it's not that one, it is this one. So I need 006. So I'm going to right click it and I'm going to save model. Then I'm going to go to head 006 and save the model. For his head I also need his accessories. So I'm going to go down here to accessories, models, find 006A, which will be his glasses, and 06B, which is his hair. I'm going to save both of these. I now need the textures. I'm going to need folder 00 because this is going to be his base look, like his skin, for example. And I'm also going to need 006 because this is the outfit I want. So I'm going to right click it and save folder package textures. Now we've got that, we can jump over to Blender. So once you've opened Blender, and this is Blender 3.6, we're going to delete this little block here. But before we get started, you're going to need a few things. I'll leave a link to my Google Drive with these files in it. Download each of them and then we're ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is add the fused skeleton. So you're going to go to Edit, Preferences, Install, and find where you saved the fused skeleton. And then you're going to install the add-on. You can search it up here and make sure it's ticked. Then you're going to do the exact same thing for the PSK and PSA add-on. Once we've got those, we're ready to start importing. It might be a good idea to find the file locations first of where you've saved things to, and then we can just copy the file path. So click up here, Ctrl+C. So you're going to find your add-ons over here. If they're not shown, there will be a little white arrow that you can click and it'll pop out. So this is important. We're going to go to Import. We're going to copy and paste the file path. And then we're going to click Mesh Only. We're going to find the body we want and import it. Then we're going to find the head we want and import it. Now this is important. For hair and accessories, we want to import all. So you want the models, you want his glasses with the skeleton, and you want his hair with the skeleton. So zoom in on our little whiskey now, you can see he's got two skeletons there. Now we need his actual skeleton. So we go to Import, Skeleton. And then we're going to grab his actual skeleton. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to find his parts of his skeleton, which will be this little man here. I'm going to click each one. Then I'm going to go to Fuse Skeleton. And I'm going to click Fuse Skeleton. And that will turn the skeleton into one skeleton. And that was a lot of skeletons to say at once. So now we've got the skeleton, we need to parent the skeleton to the model. Otherwise, if we try to move the skeleton, it won't do anything, look. It'll move the skeleton, but it won't move the model. You're going to make sure you're in object mode. So we're going to highlight every piece of him, mesh first. We're going to click his body, his head, while holding shift, his hair, his glasses, and that should be all of him highlighted. And then we're going to click the skeleton, I'm going to press Ctrl P. And we're going to parent with empty group. This one here. Now if I go over to pose mode. Move him. It's all arm moves. You see? That's how you check you've done it right. I'm going to press Ctrl Z. Cancel that. If you want to hide his skeleton, you can just come up here and hide it. With this button here. We want to be back in object mode. Now we're going to texture him. To texture him, you're going to come up here to shading. And click on this. Find the folder where you saved his textures to. And find the outfit you want. So mine is 06. So let's do that one. You're going to need to come up here. Go to File. Append. And then you're going to find those other files that we downloaded. The toolbox. Double click it. Go to Node Tree. And click this one, LazyDBD 5.15 generic, and append. Now you're going to come up here, find which part of him we want to do. So we'll do his body first. Click this, and then we'll have the different parts of the body. So click here on torso, click use node, and then we're going to get rid of this, just this one specifically, the green box. So we're going to delete that. We're going to press Shift A. We're going to search lazy, and then this should appear. We're going to set this. Let me open this a little bit bigger. The linear transparency is going to be set to 1. So just press 1 and press enter. Now what I like to do is I like to copy this node because we're going to use it a lot rather than having to bring it in each time. So just press Ctrl C on it and then that should copy it. We're going to add this dot to the surface and now we're going to bring in our textures. So in your file you want to find his torso textures. So these. So we'll need the torso BC, the torso normal, and the torso ORM. So these three here. And all you're going to do is drag and drop. We'll start with the BC, which is this one, which is the diffuse. We're going to add the colour to diffuse. And then we're going to grab the ORM. Now the ORM needs to be set to non-colour. If you get confused, it says here. So we're going to grab this dot and we're going to connect it here. And we're going to go to this drop down box and set it to non-color. And the same for the normal. I'm going to click this, add it here. And set it to non-color. Like I said, if you get confused with which one, it does say here. So this one should be RGB. And these two should be set to non-color. And the names are here as well. So you don't get confused. So diffuse is always your BC. ORM is ORM. And normal is N. So what you're going to do is repeat this for each one. So it's accessories here. Use node. Delete that one. Control V. And we've got our one we copied. Add that to there. And this will do his accessories. So in the folder you want to find the accessories. We're going to drag the BC, the RM, and the normal. Now just repeat this until your model's finished, apart from the hair, because the hair is different. Right, now we've got that, we're going to go to hair. We're going to find hair here. This is where we're going to use a different node. So we're going to go to use node. We're going to delete this one again. File. Append. You want to find the Bubba Dreamer character shader. Click this, find node. And then you want Bubba Hair 5 Experimental. Then you want to click Shift A and search Bubba. And there it is. You want to connect it to surface again. And for this one, you want diffuse tint mix. And you want to set that to 1. Now you want to find his hair texture. And add this one to diffuse. And then you want to find his hair alpha. And add this one to alpha. Now it looks a bit crazy. You see this here? So you're going to come over here to textures and scroll down to blend mode and set it to alpha hashtagged. And there you go. He has some nice hair. Now for his eyelashes, again, we're going to use the Bubba hair. We're going to grab his hair texture and we're going to add that one to diffuse. But now you're going to go into Fmodel and you're going to find the lashes alpha. We're then going to add that alpha to the alpha. And make sure that blend mode is set to alpha hashtagged, like this. And then Wesker has his little eyelashes. If you are having trouble finding hair textures, open Fmodel, come to Packages, Search, and then type legacy. And then here under character shared assets, you should find all the hair textures. If you click on folder, here's the folder. You can then save all of them or find the ones you want. Now we have a fully textured model. We're going to go over here to layout. And here we have our Wesker. So now we've got our model, we need to pose him. So come up here and make sure the skeleton is shown. Click his skeleton and go to pose mode up here. Once you're in pose mode, you can go in and you can manipulate each joint to pose him however you want. For example, if I want him bending over, I can manipulate this joint. If I make a mistake, I can press Ctrl Z. If I want to move his shoulder, I can click this joint. If you want to move his shoulder and have all these sockets out the way, click this button up here and it will hide them. Now this can be quite tricky to get used to, but once you get used to it, you'll be good. But I also want to show you a tip I've just learnt from General Warlord. Thank you very much, by the way. If you come over here, go to object mode and click his skeleton, you can then go into Fmodel, find Wesker or whoever you're modeling, find an animation that you like and then save the animation. Once you've saved the animation, come over to File, Import, and Skeleton Animation PSA. Make sure you have the skeleton highlighted when you do this. I'm going to find the animation that I wanted. In my case, it's going to be Wesker's locker grab. And I'm going to import PSA. Now I can come down here to the timeline and say I want Wesker shaking his finger. I can find the animation, stop it there, and then I can manipulate the other joints in pose mode. So say I just wanted this arm out the way, put it down here a bit. And this is how I wanted my pose to look. Obviously you can make it as detailed as you want and spend as much time as you like. So say this is the pose I want. You can spend as much time as you like manipulating the joints and finding the perfect animation. But for now, for this example, I'm just going to use this. Now that we've got a pose that we like, we need the camera. Now I want my shot to be more square than rectangle because I want it zoomed in. So I'm going to come over here to output and I'm going to change the ratio on the X to 1080 as well, which is going to give me more of a square camera. I'm going to go up here to camera. I'm going to click it. I'm going to go to view, navigation, walk navigation, and then I'm going to set the camera using WASD and Q&E to wherever I want it. So I want it a little higher. I'm going to use E, and I'm going to use my mouse to place it. Take your time and get it how you want it. This is just a quick example. So because you're going to want this as a PNG, you're going to need a transparent background. So come over here to rendering, film, and click transparent. That will give you a nice transparent background like this. Now we've done some posing. I want to give you some tips on some lighting. This is the thumbnail I'm currently working on. And for this thumbnail, I wanted the fire to give off an orange glow. But I also wanted the moon, which would be a more blue colour, to be shining down on him. I did this by using two different lights. Okay, so first of all, how do we add lights? You add lights by pressing Shift A, and then this will bring you a menu. For the campfire glow, I used a point light. Once I added the point light and moved it to wherever I wanted, I came over to here, I changed the colour to an orange, and the power to 100. For the moon glow, I wanted a spotlight. So again, I pressed Ctrl A, came to lights, and added spotlight. And that is this light up here. I wanted this light to be blue and less intense. Now you can do lighting however you want, but for this specific photo, that's what I wanted. Now if I click on the camera, it will show you that exact angle of this. Once I had the model ready, I had it alphaed, I had the settings set to what I wanted. I came up here, I clicked this because we want to hide everything. So this button here will hide everything. Click render, render image, and there we go. There's our JSON. Once you're happy with this, you want to go to image and save as, and save it wherever you want. Now all you need to do is open whatever program you edit in. For me it's Photoshop, and turn the image into whatever you want. I really hope this tutorial helps you with making your thumbnails. I really enjoy making them and I wanted to share that with you. If you have any questions, jump into the rendering Discord server and ask, and I'm sure someone will help you. Thank you very much for watching. As always, take care gamers.